Hi, welcome to Smile, Create, and Celebrate. I am Amy, and I am here to just talk about stuff. First of all, today's video I actually really wanted to make outside while I went out snowshoeing with my dog up in the woods. It's looks like a beautiful day out there. The sun was kind of shining, but it was really cold. My husband was like, "You're not going out. It says 9 degrees, and that's not even counting the wind chill factor." But I heard the best thing. I heard this quote yesterday. My husband and I went out to lunch, and there was this man who was walking around singing, great voice, and he was just wiping down tables. So we stopped him and we were like, "You have a great voice." And he was just this really upbeat, positive guy. And he was talking about how it's just been kind of cold and, miserable, long winter. And that's all true. And he was saying how he really didn't feel like getting up and going to work. And we can all relate to that feeling. And then he said, when you absolutely don't feel like doing something, that is the best time to do something. And that's what will make you feel, I guess, give you the most sense of accomplishment and pride. So, I kind of didn't want, I wanted to go out, but I knew it was going to be really cold and miserable. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I did. And it was beautiful. And I had this really cool experience where I came across a very large porcupine that was up in a tree. And I have never seen a porcupine like that before. So that was really neat. And so I kept thinking about that man from yesterday and him talking about you just got to take those moments. So the video that I wanted to make, I did not make, but I am here today. It's Sunday. It's a baseball hat kind of day because, run around and kind of doing laundry and some prep cooking along with the snowshoeing. It's a hat day. So one of the things I was thinking about talking about while I was in the woods was that whole feeling of, okay, I have said that my videos are probably going to be based around me being in my 50s. And I don't know if I'm alone with this, but I have like a lot of what the F moments of my 50s. What I envision for myself is not exactly how it's all played out. Um, I felt like I'm going to be one of those women who's like in the best shape of their lives. They're going to look great. They're going to do all these things. And in reality, each year has taken a turn to something different and mostly something physical that I've had to deal with. Just being sidelined, in 2021, no, 2021. So in 2021, that's when I turned 50. And that was smack dab right in the middle of COVID. COVID vaccine had just come out. And actually, on my 50th birthday, I had scheduled to get vaccinated. And I was like, great, I'm going to take the day off work. I got a sub. I'm going to go get my vaccine. And then I'm going to go do some shopping and kind of have a me day. And all was good. I got my vaccine. And back then, if you remember, it wasn't like you just walk in, like you had to have your paperwork and you had to go through lines. And it was a big deal to get vaccinated then. For those of you who chose, I know people have different opinions. But after I got vaccinated, I was like, all right, here I go. Here's my me day. And I got in my car, and my car sounded funny. And I called my husband, and he said, from what you're describing, you need to go home. You cannot be driving it around. So I did, and that was the last time I drove that car. So my 50th birthday kind of didn't go exactly as I wanted. Not that it was bad. And then about a year later, as I'm getting ready to do yard work, it was springtime. And, it's great after a long, long winter. You're like anxious to get outside to well, at least for me, to garden and do things. And don't you know, I did something to my sciatic. I had never had a sciatic issue before, and oh my word, this was like uncharted pain territory that I had never had. I just knew something happened, something bad, and I got to deal with it. So I spent my spring at the chiropractor working through my sciatic and then moving really slow all summer. And I thought, well, I'll get back to some of the things I want to do. I'll just take it a little bit easier this summer. The exercising that I was doing, obviously, had to put that on hold. There's always like, okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. And then the winter of 2023, when I was 52, I was diagnosed with appendix cancer. Surgeries. I had 2 surgeries within 8 weeks, spent my summer healing. And then I was like, okay, all right, I'm dealing with this. My body's gone through stuff, and I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to be strong because strength is what we need to battle things and handle things. And I tried until I realized, if you see my other videos, something was happening again. And I developed a hernia that was slowing me down. And as much as my mind was like, walk, exercise, do things, it was not what my body needed. It was just making it all worse. So last summer I had another surgery, and put me out another summer, and it has been a slow roll, not a bad roll, but a slow roll to wanting to be what I envisioned as this awesome person in my 50s. And sometimes you're left like, what the just happened? There's all these great things about how you're supposed to um, you know, live your best life. And there are good things that have happened. Both my girls in my 50s have graduated from high school. We've sent them off to college, and that's been great watching them grow. Um, there's been milestones within our families that have been great, but there's also been things that we've had to move my mother from Florida up to Maine, which definitely seems backwards, but watching your parents age and go through all that and talk about, like, do you need assisted living? Like, what are your 80s and 90s looking like? All that is hard. So I don't know. I'm just popping in on here with my hat. One of the things, if you are following me, that you will pick up from my videos is that it may be complete rambling talk. And I would love to know if you can relate to any of this. If you had a vision of what you thought your 50s should be and what they really are, and if that has left you with like every once in a while, what the F? Let me know. Leave a comment. I am happy to have new subscribers. I have a few more. I think it's mostly from my shorts. My shorts are probably a little bit more fun than my rambling. So as I learn and grow, I will try to change it up a bit. But if you took the time to get to know me and to meet me through here, thank you. And just keep checking in. And I hope that everyone has a beautiful day in your 50s or not.